Stop associating with people who trigger you. In this video, I'm simply reminding you why you feel so annoyed, why you constantly have to side-eye people around you, why you always feel confused about your relationship with a friend or a family member. Stop associating with people who trigger you. Stop being around people who never have anything positive to say. Stop putting yourself around people who love to nitpick at you, who love to criticize you, who love to throw backhanded compliments and disguise it as a joke. People who love being shady. People who just seem unhappy. Stop associating with people who trigger you. It does nothing for your spirit. It does nothing for your confidence. It does nothing for your self-esteem. Being around people who are constantly vibrating at a low frequency, you're bound to catch the heat at one point or another. You're bound to catch an insult. You're bound to catch some type of negativity from them because that's where they reside. That's where their mind is. You're always going to be annoyed around these people. You're always going to feel like you wasted your time when you get from around these people. You're always going to feel regretful. You're always going to feel like, oh my gosh, like, why did I even go over her house? Like, I don't know who she already is. You're going to disappoint yourself every single time. Sometimes we have to just acknowledge, right? Acknowledge and accept that the relationship that we have with certain people in our lives, it'll change. Not all of our friendships and relationships will stay the same. We're not always going to have the same dynamic with people forever. As we get older, we come into our own. We put our energy where it matters most, in ourselves, in our finances, with our partner, in our children, in our career, right? And not everyone is focused on that. As we get older, the pressure gets worse, especially with women. As women get older, this doesn't always happen, but don't be surprised if you see it. Women get very competitive after the age of 20, 25? A lot of women get very competitive. A lot of women become very bitter due to their lives not being what everyone projected for them, due to their relationship not being as healthy or happy as they try to make it seem, right? Or they may look the part on the outside, but on the inside, their health is declining. As we get older, the pressure gets worse. And that pressure is handled differently by different people. Some people can take pressure and it makes them better, right? It makes them better. But some people crumble under that pressure and they just become a miserable person. Your relationship with your favorite friend or your favorite family member may have been one thing back in the day, 10 years ago, but now it may be something completely different. And you have to be able to acknowledge that in order to protect your energy. You don't want to constantly be around someone who is pessimistic. You don't want to constantly be around someone who is negative, who always sees the glass half empty. Like they say, two frequencies cannot occupy the same space at the same time. You're either going to have to bring that person up or they're going to bring you down. And how many times have you tried to lift the spirits of a negative person? It's not so easy. It's not so easy. But it's way easier for someone to bring you down, annoy you, make you angry, or bring down your spirits. It's way easier for them to bring you down than it is for you to bring them up. Sometimes we can be so in denial about who's healthy for us and who's not that we will continue to subject ourselves to toxic friendships for years. Why is it that we can clearly identify a toxic romantic relationship, but for some reason we can't identify a toxic friendship? If you acknowledged all the ways a toxic friendship affects your subconscious mind, you would probably leave it alone, right? But sometimes with those friends, it's like a guilty pleasure type of thing. When you get around them, y'all drink, y'all smoke, y'all go out, y'all have fun, y'all laugh, y'all gossip. You can vent to that person. But when you be real about yourself, about the person they are, how they treat you, how they talk to you, yeah, you may have good times sometimes, but have you ever had those friends where you literally cannot be in their presence for longer than 24 hours or they're just going to piss you off? I think all of us know a person like that and have a friendship or a dynamic like that in our lives. Like, we love that person, right? We want to see them do great in life. We just want we want the best for them. But we literally cannot be around them for longer than 24 hours. Because it's annoying. It's triggering. It's like, dang, I can't be around you for more than 2 days without wanting to just strangle you, right? Stop associating with people who trigger you. Now, of course, there's levels, right? You may have a friend that is naturally miserable in her situation at the moment, or it may have been going on for a few years, right? Maybe she's just naturally pessimistic because she's been through so much, or he's been through so much, to where everything that comes out their mouth is just negative, right? But it has nothing to do with you. Like, they don't attack you. They don't try to make you feel bad about yourself. They don't try to affect your self-esteem. It's just, it radiates out of them and they can't even control it. Those are people you manage your interactions with. If you know that you cannot be around this person for longer than a day, stay true to that boundary, right? There's nothing necessarily wrong with someone who is just naturally pessimistic if it's not affecting you. But it can also be just energetically draining, right? So that's something that you have to look out for as well, because even though they don't attack you or hate on you or necessarily try to bring you down, that can still subconsciously bring your spirits down. But on the other hand, if you're dealing with someone who is a projector, right? They may be depressed, they may be miserable, they may be pessimistic, but they don't just keep it to themselves. They like to project that attitude on other people. They like to pick on people. They like to hate on people. They like to criticize what people have going on, right? Always has an opinion about things that have nothing to do with them. Their greatest strength is how many friends they have and how many conversations they have and who their allies are. And, people like that, they put a lot of value on their friends, on people, because they haven't built anything tangible for themselves to be proud of. So they leech off of people's energy. People are their currency. They need people to feed off of, right? And in some instances, you can call this a narcissist. These people need others to feed them energy because they're so depleted and they don't know how to reach within themselves and create that energy. So they love to project that on other people. They love to be the gossiper. They love to be the one with all the tea. They love to be the one who's funny, but nice, nasty at the same time. Like they just dwell. They dwell in that realm. And if you feel very uncomfortable around these people, if you feel like you're always being picked on or attacked or criticized or hated on by these people, you need to cut it off for your own energy's sake. That may have been your best friend in high school, but things change. And I understand it's hard to accept change, especially in people that we love. But we have to be smart. We have to use our discernment and we have to acknowledge when someone has changed. For the worst, I should say. So once again, stop associating with people who trigger you because it does nothing for you. It can only bring you down. It'll never bring you up. That type of guilty pleasure never results in anything productive. And you can do way better without it. You can make more room for different types of people. You can make more energetic room for people who are aligned with you, who celebrate you, who love to be around people like you. If you replaced 2 of your negative friends with 2 brand new, positive, optimistic, hardworking people, imagine how that can change your entire life. Stop associating with people who trigger you. Protect your energy and use your discernment. So, if you are not subscribed to my channel already, make sure you go ahead and do that. Turn on your notifications and share this video to anyone you feel like needs to hear this message. Always remember, grow in peace and success is a journey, not a destination.